Yeah, I would say for me, spirituality is about trusting the unknown. And it's just like, to me, that is the most succinct way I can put it. It's about trusting that there is a process in place that is unfolding every moment, and the process is impeccable. Like, there's not a single detail that hasn't been thought through, that hasn't been taken care of. There's not a single organism out there, some of which we can see, some of which we can't, that is not, deeply been cared for. And to trust that the unfolding is exactly how it's meant to be, and it is in our service. It's not something that we are subject to. It is happening for us, and we are the ones who've kind of created that and come into this human school, if you will, to have the experiences in order to experience this beautiful creation that is a living masterpiece. You know,
And
so that's how I see it.
yeah, and do you also feel that, like, some people would even say that everything is already planned and that it will, whatever you choose, this will happen and it was already planned. How do you look at that? How do you experience that?
Yeah, this was a question that I sat with for a long time, and I've had deep conversations with my teacher about this. And again, it was in the course of like understanding Jyotish and Vedic astrology where this became really clarified. And So there's the default path, okay, and so each of us comes with a certain imprint energetically. I mean, you're someone who works deeply with energy, so you're very intuitive and you understand this, and you can even feel that from people and yourself, right? So each of us comes with a different energetic imprint. So when we are not aware of what that imprint is, we don't even know how to work with it. So then the energies are going to kind of propel us in a certain direction, which is kind of the default state. Okay. So
Hmm.
when we are not conscious, when we are not aware, then yes, there is a certain path that is carved for you, and that's the way you'll go. But that to me is the path of being identifying ourselves as we were speaking earlier, the ego, the small I. Okay.
Hmm.
So that is the I, that I am a separate, I am created, I'm not the creator. So I'm just subject to this path, and this is my destiny, and this is where it will take me, right? The invitation of life and the invitation of doing conscious deep work is to step out of that identification and to rise above it, and to basically see that we are not just the created, we are also the creators. So now, when you understand the path that is laid out for you by default, you get to now say that, oh, by default, the energy is going to pull me in this direction, but that's not what I want. That's not what I wish to create in my experience. That's not the legacy I wish to leave behind. And so I get to pivot and I get to shift. And this is where a lot of the practices like breath work, and we do a lot of breath work, and in the Himalayan Kriya yoga tradition, which is the practices that I practice personally and share,
Yeah,
a lot of
super
that.
powerful.
Right. Okay. You've had experience with those?
Breath work in general, I find
Yeah.
it really, really intense but powerful, and yeah, wow.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is, and it's been life changing for me, and that's why I feel so passionate about sharing those practices as well, because there's the physical practice of working with the breath, but there's also then the mental understanding of correcting our intellect around how things work. So there's the wisdom piece of it, and then there's a big part of what we work with is mantras, which are
Hmm.
again energetic signatures, and that helps us correct a lot of the biocellular memory that we are carrying in our body mind complex, so that the default path that would have otherwise unfolded, had we
Hmm.
not taken charge and stepped into the seat of the creator,
Hmm.
will
So
now
taking
know.
action.
Yes, taking action is a big part of it, and
Yeah.